Good morning, all. As you can see, the today topic of discussion is experiential problem and projects based learning. From now onwards, in a series of lectures, or you can call it as a short videos, we will be clarifying all the doubts regarding experiential learning, problem based learning, and project based learning. But before, let us understand ourselves a situation which has happened long back. In the war against Jayadratha, Shri Krishna ji attacked Jayadratha 17 times, killed all the kings who were coming along with Jayadratha, all the armies who were coming along with Jayadratha, but leave Jayadratha alive, or you can call it as a spare Jayadratha alive. Every time Jayadratha contacted the kings from all over the world who opposed Krishna and brought him together to fight against him. And every time the same thing is happening, Shri Krishna ji killing all the kings along with the army, but sparing Jayadratha. Seeing all these situations, Balram ji came to Shri Krishna and asked him a question. Why you are sparing every time Jayadratha? Why you are not killing him? It is the 17th time which has happened. Why you are sparing him all the time? Can any one of you sitting in give the reasons for that? Of course, the reasons I will let you know at the end of the series of lectures. So let us move forward. The topic of discussion is problem-based learning and project-based learning. Are they same? There is a confusion in educations which says they are same and some are saying they are different. Problem-based learning and project-based learning are the two most powerful student-centric approach available. Often they are misunderstood and are used interchangeably. So in today's lecture, we are going to clarify the doubts of our journey to clarity. We will start with a common source, that is experiential learning. We will clear some of the myths that is attached with experiential learning, and then we will deep down into the processes which clearly says the difference between problem-based learning and project-based learning. As it can be seen, the common ancestor, that is the power of experiential learning. Experiential learning is not just about random activities. It is a structured blend of both actual experience and directed learning that allows students to attain new concepts and values through reflections. In experiential learning, we are talking about actual experience, that is learning through real life situations and doing. We are talking about directed learning, that is guided to connect experience with the concept. We are talking about both the way. Some of the concept we are learning in the classroom and we are connecting with the experiences. Then coming down to the reflection points, that is thinking deeply about experiences to gain the insight. We create new concept and values, that is building understanding, skills and positive values. And ultimately real world application, applying learning to solve real problem meaningfully. Now let us take about the various myths that is being attached with experiential learning. Very first myth is the teacher role is passive. That means the misconception is the students are the teaching themselves, so the faculty gets a break. But the reality is the educator is the architect of learning experience. They are responsible for carefully planning the entire process. Why? Because at the end of the day, it is the faculty only or the teacher only who is guiding them through the entire process. Preparing the learner-centered and integrative approach. Facilitating learning and guiding student inquiry, because from time to time students are going to get the inquiries and it is the teacher only who is going to solve that queries. Allowing learner to seek out skills in working with problem independently. By giving student the free hand but acting as a mentor, teacher are allowing students to develop their own skills. So we can say teacher play a very big role over experiential learning. Second myth is experience alone is enough. The misconception is the experiential learning is just about doing hands-on activities. But the reality is experience without critical reflections does not facilitate new understanding. Students need to understand, need to be guided to analyze their experience, integrate new knowledge, what they already know, and determine what they could apply to new situations. That means we are talking about 3 points: experience, reflections, and applications. Myth 3: learning must happen outside, or you can say out. Misconception is true experiential learning has to happen outside the classroom. That means we are talking directly, indirectly. Classroom doesn't have to play any role. But the reality is classroom is a powerful environment for experiential learning. Opportunity includes role play, complex social or historical scenarios which can only be played in the classroom, games that teaches strategy thinking or economic principles, maybe some of the economic activities like mock stock activities that only happens in the classroom, simulation that model scientific process or ethical dilemma. All these things can happen only in the classroom, which can be applied later on in the real world problems. So what we can say regarding three particular myths is experiential learning give a break to a faculty, experiential learning involve only experience, or reality is entirely different as we have already discussed. So the 5 pillars of true experiential learning, as according to Mr. Carlson way back in 2010, authentic experiential learning has to have the following characteristics: hands-on learning, students are physically and mentally engaged; problem solving process, learning is driven by the need to solve a challenge, so challenge is given to the student and they have to solve it; real world problem, the context is authentic and relevant student lives; learner interaction, that means two-way interaction is there, student collaborate with each other and the subject matter; and ultimately the concrete experience, the learning is grounded in a tangible activities, or you can say the events. So what we can say, it is not experiential if there is no problem to solve, no clear outcomes, no interactions, no concrete experience, or in fact no guided reflections. So what we can say, experiential learning is the base for problem-based learning and project-based learning. Thank you very much. In the next classes onward, we will discussing both these concepts, problem-based learning and project-based learning.